Hi guys, Dennis here from Denny Bob's RC. Hey, I'm feeling a little under the weather. I'm feeling like I got a head cold going on, but we're gonna try this anyway. Um, I'm gonna show you. You might have seen it in the original photo of the video. I built another Tamiya 32-inch frame truck. This is my second long frame truck I've done. I'm gonna kind of go through it a little bit with you guys. The last video kind of was pretty successful. Um, and we'll just kind of, the truck started as basically a stock Tamiya Grand Hauler, and then I've kind of taken it from there. So bought some 32-inch frame rails from TrueScale, and a lot of drilling and a lot of tapping because they're blanks. So you have to drill and tap all your holes. It's a lot of fun. No. But anyway, here we go, guys. I went with white again, folks. I just got this thing about white. My body work is not the greatest, so white works, I guess. But I actually took and painted the whole frame as blue. The axles are blue, drive shaft's blue, everything's blue. Masked off the tank bands and painted them blue and left the rest chrome. I added some anti-skid strips to the fuel tank or toolboxes or battery boxes. And I added some aerial antennas. And those are the Grand Hauler stock pipes and the air cleaners. One thing I did do here, folks, is I'll get kind of a close-up here of it. If you can see that, that's the rubber hoses that go to the air cleaners. It's multi-stages of shrink tubing to make the bend. And then I've shrunk it, put another piece on, shrink it, put another piece on. Looks all right to me. And then I've taken and painted the bands. This is actually not painted. This is black pinstriping that matches up with the width of the bands that go around the air cleaners. Kind of give it a little contrast. I decaled it up as a Western Star. There may be some discrepancies on whether is it a Western Star or is it. I don't care. It is to me. Sorry, folks, had to pause the video a second because it I didn't have enough light on it. Now this has got a 1 centimeter drop axle on it, so the bumper gets really close. And these are the JHR Farms solid rubber 78 millimeter tires. Nice thing about the solid rubber ones, you don't have to worry about gluing your tires on. Don't have to worry about them rolling off the beads. You don't have to worry about a load rating on them like you do with some of the soft rubber tires. These are the steer tires. They're more of a steer tread. And then I have the rear are more of a road rear traction tread tire. These are also 78 millimeter. This is a walking beam, solid walking beam. This one is an aluminum one. This one I did purchase from Semi Joe. I normally get the RCP ones, which I do have some more RCP. He's actually doing some CNC ones that actually have the leaf spring lines in them and everything, make them look more realistic. And his actually look like U-bolts on them too. So, but this is what I had to do this truck. So, I went into a little detail on the flaps back here. There's actually a brass strip inside this. This stuff here is just furnace tape, duct furnace tape, that aluminum shiny stuff. And I've got it double layered on here. And this is a brass weight to keep these things from hanging down so they don't go all over the place. I have a lasso adjustable fifth wheel. on this truck. So you can, I think it's got like 5 or 6 positions that you can, and sometimes I do use that. If I got some of these trucks you get a little trouble steering with them and you want some weight on the front, best thing you can do is slide that ahead if you can, if it will clear your mud flaps and everything, to get the weight transferred to the front wheel so you can steer. I've got a Lasso headache rack for all my chain binders, homemade binders, Dupro turnbuckles. I think it's Dubro, excuse me, is the company. And I got the hooks from Garden Trucking. And the D-rings are stainless steel fishing D-rings. I think they're 5mm, I think. If I had my choice, I'd get 6mm. The 5s were really tough to get in here and get on. It took me forever. But then these chains are just permanently mounted here. I can't take them off. And then I just actually took one of the handles, you know, like you would have on your stock Tamiya, your handles, and I mounted a handle here for my binders to hang on to. So, and then I can take this. The nice thing about this, I can take this off. Just a second. These little brass pins come off, but they can kind of be a booger one-handed. Yeah, you pull these little brass pins out, and then the rack will slide back. Set that off to the side for now. Put these pins over here with it, so I don't knock them off on the floor and can't find them. And then I still leave the stock door so I can, you know, I know there's guys that will take and you know, fasten these in there. Well, then where do you put your batteries, guys? I don't know what you do. I don't know. Everybody's got their own way of doing things, but I did go and I filled in all the stock Tamiya holes back here that were for original light kits, and trailer kit used to plug in over here, I think. And I've kind of smoothed that all out and covered it up. And the holes for there were some grab handles here on the side of the cab. I filled those all in. But and then I put my battery right there, which is pretty handy. One thing I did do with this truck is I took the top of the hood. There's usually a raised portion on the top of the hood. I took that all off and sanded that all nice and smooth, and painted over it. This is an aluminum grill. You can get them from TrueScale, or you can. This one actually came from China because TrueScale doesn't offer this Western Star emblem with theirs. So I went where I could find what I wanted to get. So I got no brand loyalty to anybody. I'll buy from anybody if they've got it. So yeah, I got plenty of room in there. I don't have a sound kit in the truck yet or anything. I'm going to go get the radio and the battery for it. And just a second. Okay, and I'm powering it with right now I got a 4500 milliamp 3S LiPo battery. I'm powering the whole truck with a 1060 Hobby Wing ESC. It should be good enough. I've used it on many trucks. It's a reasonable, non-expensive, but reliable. There, got all the beeps. Now, as far as lights, guys, I don't do blinkers, I don't do turn signals, but I do have at least lights. I do have those lights going, and got the clearance lights on the top of the cab, the running lights on the fenders, and I have both high beam and low beams going on the headlights. And I believe the outboard ones are 5mm lights, and the inboard ones are 3mm lights. So, But this is actually the first time I've actually used these. They're not low pro or low rider tires, folks. These are JHR. They are actually coming out with these. I do have the 3-speed transmission hooked up. Don't have any sound kit in it yet. Don't know if I will or I won't. It's just another added price to this hobby, and an added thing that can go wrong if at all possible. It will. But yeah, I really like the lowered the truck down with these 78mm wheels. I think it looks pretty sharp. Now I didn't lower the rear, I just lowered the front, so it's got a little forward rake to it. Not exactly sure if I don't really want to lower this, because then it lowers my trailers and everything else, so I'll just leave it the way it is for now. But overall, I'm pretty happy with it. I did put interior in it. I didn't do no fancy paint jobs or anything. And you can see the receivers down in there between the seats. And the ESC is up there too. So, yeah, my radio's beeping at me. Got her all steering. I've got all 3 gears working. So, I don't... Just a second. I would get it down and drive it around, but my shop is full of stuff right now, and I don't have any shop floor space to be driving around. But here's first gear. Now, I did this again. I got the stock 3-speed transmission in here with a 55 turn RC 4-wheel drive, 540 can motor, brushed motor in here, and I'm running a 4-to-1 gear reduction at the back. It's a gear set that works for me, so I'm plenty happy with it. So if it works for me and will pull just about any trailer I want to pull, I'm good enough with it. So here's first gear, second gear, third gear, second gear. Yeah, I probably shouldn't shift it on the go, but I don't have any load on it, so. Now, one thing I did do with this, and you can kind of see it, the wheel hubs, see there's 10 stud bolts and nuts that go in each one of these wheels, because it's a hub, and it's the inner rim and the outer rim. And then it has the dome cover over the main bolt that holds it to the axle. So you got 60 lug nuts to put on when you put these wheels on, and they're 2mm, so they're tiny. And same way with the front wheels. But what I did do is actually behind here, the main wheel hub looks like a brake drum hub, and I paint matched that to the color of the truck. Now, something I did different. I'm going to shut the truck off, and so I don't have to listen to this beeping radio anymore. And one thing I did different here is I got some expanded metal, some stainless steel expanded metal. It's somewhat scale. It fits pretty nice. I did put an aluminum ladder step up here to get up to the chain and binders for, you know, that type of thing. And then I put a little extra piece back here because I cut the piece off of there for that, and it fit nicely there. So I'm like, well, I can either throw it away, because originally I didn't have this headache rack on there. I was just debating on whether to do it or not, because I wanted to save that. Those things are well over $100, and I have another truck build in mind, and I want one for that, so I'll probably just go buy another one, I guess. It's just the way it usually goes. But they are the stock plastic air horns. They are the stock plastic clearance lights. It is the factory Grand Hauler visor, but I usually put a screw on each end of them to hold them on instead of the adhesive glue or double-faced tape that they use. That over time will let loose and whatnot. But yeah, you'll see some glares in the paint, and it's not perfect. I don't have the perfect place to paint. And every once in a while, depending on what time of year, I get some pesky bugs that decide to ruin my beautiful paint jobs. And just tends to piss me off. But it happens. So, overall, I'm pretty happy with how the truck turned out. I really am. I did something a little bit different with this one. I thought, when I said the ESC's in here, it's not. The ESC is actually stuck down in this battery box. So I have the ESC. The only thing in the cab right now is the receiver. And that's it. So I got plenty of room to put a sound kit in here. If I wanted to put a light module in here, but I'm not gonna, because I don't deal with it. I'd like to try some of these different light stuff, but I just don't have the patience for it. I'd rather pay somebody to do it, I think, than do it myself. And I just put some covers over the vent covers for the sleeper. It's just some polished aluminum little stuff. Just kind of make it look different, I guess. But overall, I'm pretty happy with it. I do have the diffs locked in this truck, so it may be a bitch to steer, but I don't know. I started thinking about this. I should have left... No. Yeah, they're locked. I should have left them open on this truck, because now that I've dropped it down, this thing is never going to see off-road. It's... No, it's not going to see any off-road. It's going to be a pavement princess, I think. But, I don't know. Hopefully I'm not boring you guys too bad. But, yeah, I got some little bunch of Western Star decals for this thing, and I actually ordered them from a person in Germany. And they're really good quality. The Western Star emblems and stuff, so I'm pretty happy with that. It's just hard to find some of this stuff anymore here in the States. And if you do find it, it's hard to get answers back from guys that want to do that stuff. So, put that back in there. You notice I took my battery out because I don't like to leave batteries in my pieces of equipment when they're not in use. So, anyway, guys, you have to let me know what you think. I'm going to get something soft to roll this truck over on its side. Yeah, the original front axle I had in here, I had it all painted blue and whatnot, but this one's an aluminum, CNC aluminum one, and I'll just leave it aluminum. Nobody ever sees the underside of the truck. If they see the underside of the truck, you're in trouble. I did kind of bend my tie rods a little bit to make this steer a little bit shorter, and then I did some grinding on the front axle and whatnot to get it to get some reliefs in there so it will turn a little shorter. There's my 4-to-1 gearbox. Here's where I mounted the on-off switch for my 1060 ESC. It's kind of tucked up in there, just to put the decal in there just in case I forget. And drive shaft, and then I got a carrier bearing here, and a bad boy drive shaft here, and a bad boy drive shaft in between the two differentials. And everything's kind of nicely painted. I like it that way. And it looks more like a show truck, I guess. First time I've ever done this is paint the frames. Some people say assemble it, paint it. Some people say paint it, then assemble it. I'm assemble it, paint it. As long as you do everything right, you shouldn't have to tear it apart again, right? And if it chips it up, you got touch-up paint. Deal with it at the time. And it doesn't have to be perfect for me. But that kind of gives you an underside look of the truck. And then I'm going to be changing all my trucks over here. I've just got a JST plug to turn the trailer lights on and off. I've got some magnetic pinned ones that I'm going to actually change all my trucks over to. They're 2-pin ones to do most of the trucks that just truck and trailer. And I have some 6-pin ones to do my lowboy trailer so that I can do my ESC for my gooseneck. 2 ESCs for that tilt and lift on my gooseneck of my lowboy for my my red heavy hauler. So anyway, well, hopefully I didn't bore you too much, and most of you will never make it this far anyway. So anyway, that kind of goes over my Western Star Tamiya truck, 14 scale RC that I did. I'm having fun with a hobby, and that's what it's all about. There are some things that I do that people don't like, and there's people that do things that I don't like. So to me, it's all personal preference. Build what you want, build what you like. The hell with the rest. That's what I say. Screw the haters. There you go. So anyway, you guys have a fantastic weekend. I'm having a little bit of a head cold like I started, and I'm going to go in and get myself a little medication, I think, and try and knock this thing in the head so I can get up and go to work on Monday. Catch you guys later.